yeah. if if uh if only you knew the backstory. Yeah, we had four channels at one point, 100 and something thousand subscribers.
Holy shit!
YouTube has not been fun to deal with.
I just got
Just
banned on
like
Instagram.
I
I just got shut
why not?
down
Yeah.
yesterday.
Yeah. So hopefully they'll give it back to you. I mean, I've been
Yeah,
shut down multiple times.
yeah.
Yeah. Even now, like they limit the number of comments I can make per
On
day
Instagram?
on Instagram.
How do they do
Uh,
that? That's what?
yeah, it's
That,
it's
that's bullshit. What it is.
yeah. Every big tech company is at the whim of whatever. They'd rather be extra cautious on pleasing whatever administration is
Yep.
in office at any time. But
Right.
anyway, we have two mass holes.
Oh, geez.
Could have worn my. You know what? Here, I'll show you. You can see my camera, right?
I got so I'm
I
on
mean,
a cell phone and I got it on speaker and I got it tilted so you can hear me. So I'm not really going to be
yeah.
watching the stream, but
No, no, no.
I can see.
I was gonna show you my.
Okay, I can see the boxes behind you.
Yes. So this. Hold on. Can
Yep,
you
I
see
see a
that?
T-shirt. Ah, Celtics. Yep, yep.
So anyway, all right. Well, let me pack a bowl. We're gonna do some Copa Genetics data entry. Um, First of all, do you? So one of the things I wanted to do was if you have like a blurb, like a breeder bio, like a sentence, a paragraph, whatever it is, to send over to me.
Yeah,
I'll add that so when people see all your different lines, they can
yeah.
see.
A little bit about me and how
Right,
I got where I am and what I've done.
right.
Yep, that
So,
works.
all
I mean,
right. And by the way, you're in the middle of the great blizzard of 2026.
so they say.
I talked to my mom, who's in Rhode Island, a couple hours ago.
Oh, that must be fun down there.
Yeah, she was worried that a tree was gonna crash through her bedroom window,
Yep.
and I told her
It's that
not to worry.
fine, fine. It's almost like strikes the snow. It's super like salt. It's like grains of salt. So when you get 6 inches of that, it's super heavy. You know, it's not easy to move around. It's super dangerous to drive, and it's not like regular snow. This storm.
Is is the temperature just below freezing, or is it way below freezing?
I haven't looked. I was out earlier, looking around, and I mean, it wasn't overly cold. I'd say it's probably right around, 28, 30, 32. I don't, it's not like but there's wind out there and the snow's going sideways. So,
Can you see this
I can see
on the
Project
screen?
25 finished early and no rot and no mold. Yeah. P25, man, that's been a good one. I mean, it's pretty, well, let me see. So I just zoomed in and zoomed out and I lost it. So
Oh,
that
sorry.
is
Yeah, it was just the comment.
okay. Yeah. All
Up,
right. I see it.
up. There's
Yep.
another one.
Yep. Oh, the GSD. Listen, that GSD 16S1, that, so, to make a long story short, I'm never going to be able to grow all the seeds I have. I have a 17 cubic foot refrigerator that's dedicated to the seeds. It's externally thermostatically controlled, and all that's in there is seeds.
No,
And,
I let yeah. Can you talk and you don't open it? And can you walk through your seed
no, I can't. I
preservation?
can't. I can't do not right now. I mean, we could do that sometime, but like I got a lot of things going on,
Yeah, yeah,
construction and everything else, and But I mean, that if you want to do that sometime, we could do that sometime. I could set up
yeah.
a spot. We can go through all the seeds and stock and everything. But I wasn't planning on letting that actually out. Yet I wanted to work with it a little bit more, but I do have a lot of stuff, in the works that was given to me from one of the OG breeders, and I need to keep my promise to work with that this summer. So that's what I'm going to be
Nice.
working on.
Okay, so let me yeah, as I so for people watching, I figured since I have to do the data entry on this and
Yep.
I get to turn your chicken scratch into
Oh yeah. Pretty. That's actually not chicken scratch, is it?
I'm joking. No,
Okay.
but I can totally read it. My
Yeah.
daughters make fun of my
Your chicken scratch.
writing. Yeah. Just because I like yeah, it does not look as good as it once did.
Yeah.
All right, why don't let me just quickly hit this bowl and
Okay.
then we'll get started if people in the chat want to smoke a bowl too. Hold on one second. Let me, as I told you, this is very casual and low stress.
Yeah.
So wait, is it going for another couple hours or?
The storm. I would say I'd have to put you. Well, you're on speaker. I'd have to close this window and look at the radar. But it looked like it was creeping up the coast. It was probably going to be offshore of us, so it'll be tapering off here. I would say sooner than later. But we probably got, I don't know, 8, 9 inches of solid. They call it heart attack snow because if you're, an old person, you're having a heart attack trying to shovel it. It's just super heavy stuff.
Sorry,
All right, I got to ask you, what are you smoking on?
this is some Grand Goo Sour Queen crossed with Grand Goo, and then all of that crossed to a 1970s Afghan landrace.
Okay, where'd the Afghan side of it come from? Do you have any idea? I mean, besides
I will find
Afghanistan.
out shortly. It came from what is his? Hold on, I'm totally blanking
So
on
you're talking
novelty
pre-Soviet.
selections.
So it's pre-Soviet Kandahar Afghani or pre-Soviet? The pre-Soviet would be the 80s, right?
uh, well, so the war with the Soviets was in the 80s.
Yeah, so
Um, Yeah, so this guy, he's German, and his German dad, who still lives in Germany, grew and collected his whole life.
so let me take a guess. Is it Exitsu?
No, 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 no.
Okay.
This is Noah, who's Novelty Selections. He's up
Okay.
in Oregon.
All right.
Um, so I was picking through. There are seeds in here, so I was picking out the seeds and uh, packing the flour.
Yep.
Um, I do have some Exitu stuff that I actually he sent me stuff a long, long time ago, and I tried to
Yep.
germinate some of it and
Yep.
didn't really get much to germinate. I'm gonna take more stabs at it
Yep.
either this year or next year. Um,
I have a good bit of his stuff. A lot of it I got was donated to me. There's 4 or 5 different batches of seeds, and they're just marked with Roman numerals. I haven't even.
oh, really?
Yeah, I
Not
haven't
even
put.
what
I
they are.
Yeah, well, I do. I have like the note scribbled down somewhere, but it's in. I'm a very manual person. I keep everything. I write everything down. Like if I was an accountant, I'd still have a ledger. I wouldn't be using QuickBooks. So I do have the.
You'd have the little visor and the
Yeah, no.
pencil in your ear.
Yeah, I don't know about that, but how many breeders do you talk to that have been growing for 20, 30 years? Like actually growing, not
Uh,
you know.
a lot.
That's okay.
This guy right here, Tony. Um, yeah, I mean, there's like Alex Hardy, Tony. I'm Doc Ray, who I think is going to send some more stuff in. He's
Yep.
um, Golden Coast Dave.
Okay.
Uh, uh, coastal Coastal
Tiger.
Seed Co.,
Yeah.
AK Bean Brains, Top
Yeah.
Dog, Jackson, Daniel from Heart Rock. You know, his
Yeah.
dad was growing in Mendo in the
That's awesome.
70s, and him and his brother are still growing. Um, Boston Bob. Uh, yeah, a lot of.
So tell me a little bit about Boston Bob. Is he from Boston?
He is, as the name
Yeah.
strongly suggests, from
Okay.
Boston. Hold on, let me get a.
So I I
He's
I grew
awesome.
north. Yeah, I grew north of Boston for quite a few years back in the early '90s.
Yeah, my I think I told you the story of my friend who we used to pool our money and buy bulk, and then he
Yes.
would
Yep.
go out to Western Mass and I'd go down to Rhode
Yep.
Island.
Yep.
And then but when we got out of college, he made deals with a bunch of friends where he would grow in their house
Yep.
and and basically split the harvest with them, and they would have to do no work. So like he set
Yep.
everything up, he automated, he would check on things. I
Yep.
mean, it was all hydro. I remember this one guy, B's house, who was like, he had an excavation business. His house was in Mattapan.
Yep.
Um, and so my friend had like 5 or 6 houses of friends who all around Boston that
Yep.
he was growing in, and
So
that was probably like 98 or so.
and that was just for flour, correct?
Yeah, that was definitely
Okay.
that was just flour.
So I do the same thing these days, and for the past maybe 7, 8 years with satellite locations where I'll have, whatever the legal count is. If I'm doing it in Maine, it'll be 3 or 6 females, and I'll come and hand pollinate, branch pollinate, whatever I got to do, and then I cut the person in on the harvest after it's done. So they just need to keep it alive. And I don't use any IPM. I rarely use IPM outdoors, depending on the situation. If it's for flour that's going to be smoked, yes. But if it's for seeds and for finding out what a strain can do, I just let it deal with the elements. And it's I look at it like if you're looking at sports, I'm looking for Olympic athletes, not bench warmers. So I need to know, you can't coddle them. I just let them get the shit beat out of them. If there's a thunderstorm, I don't have a problem, fixing the banana peel. When they peel, you got to put up the top first, and then each branch, put it back where it needs to go, and you use the tree tire and all that shit and tape it up. And believe it or not, they almost always survive. But some strains are better than others. I mean, that's another thing. I don't know what is PC or not PC to talk about. I don't want to talk about different strains from other breeders
You can
that
talk
have.
about anything you want.
Yeah, and well, I mean, so what I've done in the last 3 or 4 years, I've run a lot of the quote unquote elite cuts just to see what the hell they're about. Some of them I worked with if I liked what I saw, but there are a few of them, man, that holy shit, they're like prissies. You got to hold the hand, and that's if I'm selling a product, you look at it like selling a car. You want it to be ergonomical. You want somebody to be able to get in the car, find the steering wheel, find the shifter, be able to get out of the car, know where the door handle is, right? So with plants, they just got to be easy to grow, unless you're an expert and you're catering to that market. So everything I do outdoors, I beat the living shit out of it. I don't bottle anything. And anything that doesn't survive, I don't work with. It's as simple as that. Um, I may see some traits or attributes in a certain plant and maybe take it another season forward and see if I can, coax the qualities out of it that I need. But I don't chase things. There's too many good strains out there to, to try and develop every single one of them, you know?
Hold on,
Anyway.
let me see. Oh no,
Yeah.
I'm not. I thought maybe I'm muted. No,
No.
I think basically everyone in the chat is probably on the same page as you. Like,
Yep.
I don't care about the hypiest hype stuff. I enjoy just fun stuff, cool stuff, interesting stuff. What my friends are into. Like, it's like
Yeah.
music for me, right?
Yeah, I like
like
solving
just
problems
going through
also
record
too.
crates and
Yep, yep,
yeah, on the breeding side, yeah,
yep, yep. Yeah. Problem solving for me too, for certain effects. Um,
that is the
but
whole point of this conversation.
I mean,
Although it's the first of many. This one's more the data
yep,
entry on this on the different
yep.
the many lines you sent in. Anyway,
Yeah,
keep
well,
going.
hey, I got to hook you
I
up, man.
love
I
it.
spent some time.
I love it. Oh, I
I
love it.
curated a decent package for you.
Now Tony's like that too. Where is Tony in the chat? This guy, but
Okay.
just sends in a whole bunch of like packs of a whole bunch of different stuff.
Yep.
Um, okay, so let me just add this Copa Genetics as a category.
Okay.
Okay, and then okay, so the first one is number 7.
Yeah, that's going to be Stata Corey by I-95. It's funny if we're going to go through each one of them. I take a lot of notes to free up my brain. So I may have to go get, if you're going to go through each strain, I can tell you, Furiosa, I know, Holy Goji, Valley through around one,
Yeah, today is not going to be the detail. Today is more me
okay,
just quickly going through them.
got it.
Because so for all of these, how many seeds per pack?
Every quote unquote retail pack of mine that's regular, I do primarily regular seeds. I do dabble in fems. There's got to be a reason for it. And I have dabbled in autos, but that's not my lane. So 10 seeds per pack, 10 regular seeds per pack. If it's regular seeds, if it's a feminized line, it would be 8 feminized seeds per pack. And
Got
I
it.
think you only have one. I don't know if I think I did send you one feminized line. Not sure. I have to look.
We will eventually get there if you
Yeah.
did.
Yep.
Yeah, that flower is hitting right now. All right. Yeah, I realize probably like data entry and getting super high.
Not a good combination.
All right, you're responsible for keeping me on task.
Okay.
All right, so the number set. All right, so everything's 10 per pack, and
Yep.
then
For regs. Now, that's just a regular
and then we're retailing for 50, right? I love it.
$50. Yep.
I love it. That is an everyman fair price.
Yep. Well, also every pack I give a half a pack of freebies. So, and the freebies, I'm getting ahead of you here, but if you go to the second page, you'll see the freebies right in the middle. I mean, if you want me to talk about them, I can talk about it. I sent you Secret Chief F2, and that was the number 6 plant. I know for a fact because
God,
that
you're
plant.
jumping to page 3. Hold on.
No, page 2. Page 2.
Page 2. Oh, there we go.
Yep, right in the middle. Freebies, Copa sales, right in the middle.
Yes, we have our box of freebies.
Yep. We're looking for
All right,
Secret
yeah. So I
Chief.
see Secret Chief
Yep.
F2, Tora Bora,
Bora
Metal
Bora, Metal
Haze
Haze.
F4,
Yep. Okay, so those right
Truffle
there.
Lord, Pineapple Hash Plant.
Yep, those are all righteous strains right there, and I just some of the stuff I give away for free because it's an F gen of someone else's work, and it's not right for me to sell it, so I can give it away. The Tora Bora came from Afghanistan from a friend of mine that did some time over there. But it's a 5 seed pack of regular seeds for every pack that you buy. I mean, I feel like I'm a salesperson here, and that's not really what I like to be. You know what I mean? You're getting me into a spot where I'm not uncomfortable, but it's not super. I'm not trying to sell things for anybody that's listening here.
No. Yeah, I
Yeah,
think if this is a sales pitch, I think it's like the most wet noodle of it. I don't think anybody
good.
feels like they're being.
Okay. Yeah,
We are
I'm
literally.
not.
I figured since I have to do the data entry,
Yep.
this having you and everybody cheering me on with the data entry makes it much more fun than just
Uh,
sitting there
Fair
by
enough.
myself, like with the fucking like fluorescent
Green.
It's like I'm sitting in like a laundromat, like
Yep.
a soul sucking fluorescent light doing data entry.
Sounds fucking horrible.
Yes. This is much more fun.
Yeah.
All right, so the number 7, yeah, I'm gonna finish these later. I just wanted to get the basics.
Yep.
Oh, you know what? Sorry. Give me one more. So the next one is the SC Rock Candy.
Salmon Creek Big Bud by Alien Labs. That was a cut I found. The Alien Labs feeds came to me from Stray Fox, or is it Stray Fox now? I forget. Stray, anyways. Those were gifted to me by Stray, and it was a 20 pack. And everybody said none of the seeds would pop, and I actually got a handful of them to pop. And one of them, it was rock candy, is what it was. Now I'm thinking of the actual strain, and I mean, it was a keeper by any means, but I don't keep keepers. I work with them, so my work is done with that cut. But I did pollinate it with the Salmon Creek Big Bud that I got from
You said
TH.
Alien? Oh no, sorry.
Yep,
What was from?
THCV or THCV Hunter was where I actually drove out and got the Salmon Creek Big Bud cuts from, and they were from, I don't even know, Tonka. Nomadic Tonka is the guy. This guy Tonka. So they came from him. And anyway, it's a long story. I mean, we could go down any rabbit hole you want, but the Salmon Creek Big Bud story is going to be something that's going to be controversial. And I did what I had to do to save it. Somebody DM'd me and said, "Hey, I got Salmon Creek Big Bud going here, and they're shutting me down." I drove out to upstate New York, just drop what I was doing to go get those plants, and I actually brought the plants back. I took cuts of a bunch of stuff and rescued a few actual plants, and those were 3 of the plants that I rescued. So, as far as lineage on those, they were given to me, and I can trace their lineage back to, I forget what part of California it was. But I mean, there's shit out there on Instagram, because I think there's like a 500 post thread somewhere, people arguing about it, that it's not the real thing, it is a real thing, or whatever. But I never grew it back when it was Big Bud, so I don't know. I've grown a lot of the old strains. Big Bud was not one of them. I've grown, Early Pearl, Early Girl, Sheba Shanty. I'm having like a Early Pearl, Early Girl, Afghani #1, Skunk #1, Holland's Hope, KC33, Durban Poison. This is all back in like late '80s. So yeah, but I didn't grow any of the Canesi stuff, any of it, until probably very recently. Probably, I don't know, 2005, 7, 10. Another thing is I've been growing since '85, '86, really. 85 was when I first started. So it's a long time to chronologically, and I've always grown outdoors. I haven't always grown indoors, but I've pretty steadily grown indoors also. Um, yeah, I don't want to say say anything that pisses anybody off, but indoors is, I feel, super easy because you control everything. You're god of your environment. Outdoors, you have to deal with Mother Nature, and you have to adapt. You have to overcome different situations. So, yeah, outdoors to me where it's at.
I've
Um,
succeeded in overcoming the harsh Los Angeles environment.
yeah, right. Oh yeah. Well, I mean, yeah, LA's kind of dry and nice.
Yeah, it's very dry.
I don't know. I've grown pretty goddamn big plants out here in the shitholes of Mass and Maine and northern Vermont.
With like hurricanes whipping through. Speaking of
Yeah,
outdoor,
sometimes actually.
okay, so hold on one second. I
Yeah, I was looking
was
at comments. I haven't really been looking at any comments. I'll be set up for this better now that I know how this is going. I'll be sitting at a table, I'll be a little more prepared.
This is just a tease. All right, sorry, I'm putting this. All right. So the next one is Furiosa.
Yep. That is, hold on.
Are you still there?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep. Was that a dog?
That was me.
Oh, okay. You went, I gotta take a leak. Can you give me like 30 seconds?
Yeah, just take the mic off.
Okay. How do I do that?
I'm joking. Just
Okay.
don't bring your phone in the bathroom with
No,
you.
no.
Leave your phone where it is,
No, I will. I'll be right back.
and I'll mute you. Just in case we get any ambient leakage. Fazoli, jump on. I haven't talked to you in forever. Actually, Green Man, jump up. You should be able to get in the back end because we got to practice for tonight. Oh, you're explaining what the F means to someone. Try to jump on through the back end because maybe this show can double as the first tutorial in your path to being able to run shows without needing me. And then you'll be unstoppable. Yeah, that last hit burned my throat. Oh, you know what? Let me unmute him in case he came back. You didn't come back, did you? Oh, you're back. Okay.
Yeah, I'm back. I got water too, so now I won't have to leave again. All right, where were we?
Let me go back. I think we were on to Furiosa.
Okay, that's outdoor tested. That is going to be
Potent.
Yeah.
Is
Oh,
the
it says
first
potent
F.
because it is. Well, that's the ChemD in it, and it's so high voltage. Another thing, the high voltage. It's a male. It's not a line. I named the male high voltage. So that's ChemD by Compost Mama by HVM, high voltage male. Compost Mama is another rabbit hole. There's a lot of rabbit holes, you know. But ChemD is a ChemD cut, and I think where did I get that cut? I got that cut from one of the guys on Shoe's Discord. You know Shoe? I don't know if you know Shoe. Anyway, it's Shoe knows Bud pretty well, and it's an older cut, so that's where that came from. Yeah, that's a good one. I mean, the Compost Mom is super potent. That has Inzane in the membrane, blue orca haze, and I would have to look back and see what year that I made that and see. But that's going to be a solid plant right there for outdoors. Absolutely. It's a little bit later for me. It's mid-October, early October. And, the balance outdoors here is, everybody wants it early finishing, first week of September, second week of September, but then usually you sacrifice potency. And that's the riddle I've been solving for the past 35 years is to get something that looks good, smells good, grows good, and kicks your ass when you smoke it and doesn't rot with little maintenance. It's like all of it, so I mean, yeah, it is. Well, no, I mean, Holy Grail, it makes it easier for the end user to grow it when they're growing it, and I would say, so that one I did test in the swamps too. So some of the stuff I test, I got a lot of spots where I do throwouts, and the throwout is me just backpacking through the woods or through swamps. Now with a GPS, I never used to use a GPS. I was doing this stuff when you used to have to you have to go to the town hall.
Where are we talking Maine or which?
So right now I'm in Maine. I used to be in Mass, and I used to be in Mass and Maine, and I grow up towards the Canadian border in Vermont to the Northeast Kingdom. Nice. I got a bunch of spots up there. So I mean, I've grown all over.
If you're watching, there's some Maine people watching right now.
Oh yeah, so I've sprinkled shit up past the Golden Road. I've been up by Eagle Lake. Shit, man. Machias, I've had stuff. Blue Hill, that's on down east, and you can go over towards Freiburg, New Hampshire, Conway, that whole area. I've been up in there. In New Hampshire, I stay out of because they will fucking roast your ass if they catch you with a joint. Not now, but before they would have. Vermont, I love Vermont. Way up north in Vermont, Northeast Kingdom. You come up, there's St. Jay. And then you got Burke Mountain. So I'm not going to say who owns the property, but I have access to some property up there. So I have a base of operations in a place called Lindenville, and there's another place called Burke Hollow, and you got East Haven, and that whole area. That's a whole 20, 30 square mile place. I know a lot of people up there, and they're all good old rednecks, good old hippies. They're just old school people that don't talk to many people, and they like their bud. But I do like testing in northern Vermont. I do grow stuff up there, probably half an hour to the Canadian border, Island Pond, up that way. And I'm all over the place. So the throwouts, anyway, I'm getting to that. Throwouts are dig a hole, throw in a handful of whatever you got for, it depends, if I'm testing something. This is just to see how cuts will perform or how a strain will perform in the wild. I'm not, if I'm in a area where there's a farm and I have access to manure, I might overwinter some manure and use that. But usually it's a handful of Osmocote and water crystals. I don't know if you know what water crystals are. Before, I think Miracle Grow bought them. Soil Moist. You know what those are?
Mm.
No. So they're little crystals, and a lot of people will mix them in dry. And what happens is when they get wet, they compact the root zone. They kill your plant. You got to soak them before you put them in. It's like a Jello, right? And before that product was even out, we used to order pallets of diapers, and we'd use diapers for soil moisture. We just rip a diaper open, and the insides, the little crystals and stuff that absorbs the.
Right. Yeah.
So it's on that same principle, but you put a handful of those in your palm of your hand, and you put them in a 5-gallon bucket, and you fill it with water. They're going to be overflowing in about a half hour. It's crazy how much they hold. But one of the biggest mistakes people make when they're growing remotely like that is they'll throw them in dry, and then when the rain comes, guess what? Your root zone is complete cement. It just locks everything out, and you're screwed. But if you put them in wet, when they dry, they slowly dry, and it pulls air in, so it actually works beneficially.
Cool.
Yeah, throwout's a throwout. So, handful of Osmocote, cut, whatever. And then I come back. I don't come back. I might come, it depends on where I am and what I got going on, but I hardly ever check a throwout until the fall. It's literally both shots. Throw it out. If it makes it, it makes it. If it don't, it don't. And you'd be surprised what you see. A lot of the times critters will get them. A lot of the times, hunters will find them. Some of the times the plants will just die, But the survivors are what I like to work with. And the only way you can find survivors is if, you are good survivors is if you put numbers out there. So you got to put numbers out. So it's not about the flower, more about seeing what happens to the plant. If I got a particular, situation in mind I want to try, then that's what I do. Throwing stuff in the swamps a little bit trickier, especially if there's no firm ground out there. You're going to build your own ground. That's another whole situation we could talk about for probably hours. But all right, where were we now? Sorry.
Hold on, I was looking for Salmon Creek Rock.
Salmon Creek Rock Candy, and I think the Salmon Creek Hashberry. That's another one.
Yeah, no, I'm just trying to grab all the text and copy that I can just copy paste on a computer versus having to type up. So I'm grabbing.
You can find, every bank that I don't work with a ton of banks, but every bank that I work with is not going to have a problem if you,
I'm grabbing like the titles, like the Alien Rock Candy, Copa Cut, X Salmon Creek Big Bud, so I don't have to sit there pecking it out.
No, I hear you. I'm just trying to, I'm letting you know that I don't think anybody's going to complain if you copy and paste. Most of it I've written. I have this thing with AI. I hate it. As far as descriptions and shit, it's so fucking cheesy. So it's like taking the easy way out with everything. That's not the way you do things.
Yeah, hold on. Okay. So now we're on, Furiosa we just did.
Yep.
And then Holy Goji.
That's a newer one. That's that is one of Bodie's Goji OG cuts, and I got that from Useful. I don't know if you know Useful Seeds. He passed away. He had an auction, and I think I won a cut. I think I paid $750 for that cut, I want to say. And that was probably, I don't know, it's got to be a good handful of years before COVID hit. So probably 2000, I don't even know, 17, 18, maybe in that area. But anyway, I don't know exactly which cut it was. There's 3 or 4 cuts of goji, and it's either the Queen Mother cut or I forget the other name. It's been a while. But anyway, that was by the high voltage male also, and that's a really, really good one too. That is super frosty. I mean, and it's like you gotta create things
Yeah,
that
that
everybody.
was the note on it.
Yeah,
And by the way,
there's
just quickly, Green Men, if you just type in StreamYard.com and then it'll walk you through the process of logging in. Use the email address that you had, your normal email address, and you'll be able to get in the backside. Sorry, keep going.
okay.
Holy Goji.
That's that bush is out. That's a good one. So every season I tend to work with. I mean, I could. I mean, I don't know if what you want. I could talk for days, dude, about every little detail, but I don't want to
Okay.
get off, quote unquote, off track. So the high voltage
Your
male.
side stories are on track. So
Okay, so
appreciate
I
that.
used in 23, the summer of 23 is when I used primarily the high voltage male with my quote unquote main area. So, one of the things with me is I don't give a fuck about growing weed. I've never been arrested. I'm over 50 years old and I could give a shit less if they arrest me, but I won't cross that 100 plant threshold. But what I will do is grow 80 fucking plants. I don't care in my backyard. That doesn't matter. And it doesn't bother me a bit. So I work with the main plants close to me with a single male or a handful of males, depending on the situation every season. And 23 was the season of the high voltage male. And like I said, high voltage is not a line. I just named the male high voltage because the thing was fucking kicks. The thing was amazing. It followed the sun every minute of the day. From sun up, it was looking for the sun. To sundown, it was like, see you later, sun. It was nuts. But structure, the thing, I mean, I only remember a handful of amazing males, and that one is up there in the top couple, anyways. The other one is the Gorilla Glue by Sunshine Daydream, the number 5 male. That I found, that thing was a beast too. Everything that it touched just turned to gold. And the high voltage male is turning out to be pretty goddamn good stud. And I'm glad I have a ton of pollen in the freezer from him. I kept cuts, and you can only keep so many cuts. That's the other problem. Anybody that keeps cuts knows it's like having a kid or having a pet. You can't do any vacations unless you get somebody watching them. It's just it's kind of a lifestyle, and sometimes you get sick of it. So it's hard, hold a cut for 20 years.
Do you see this comment?
Growing out of Sunshine Daydream BX trips shoe polish so far. Shoe polish. So
Kush,
that's
berry, and
like,
shoe polish.
okay, so what kind of syrups? Oh, push berry and shoe polish. Okay, yep. Yeah, the Sunshine Daydream BX. That's another good one. The GSD has a lot in common with Sunshine Daydream, as far as I can see. I got a lot of mocha, coffee, and berry in the GSD. Sunshine Daydream is more buttered, blueberry muffins or buttered muffins, but there is mocha and there is coffee in there too if you look hard enough. It really depends on, how many
Just
numbers you're
quickly,
running.
I got to run and check something at the door. You just
Yeah.
monologue on whatever you
All
feel
right.
like
Well,
talking about.
what I'm going to do is I'm gonna run in the other room and get a notebook because I have so many notes on so many of these things we're talking about, and I'm literally sitting here with
All
my
right.
phone.
We'll both be right back.
Okay.
And we're back. Are you back?
Almost. Yeah. Well, as back as I'm going to be. You going to rip another bowl hit?
I would love to.
Yeah, funny thing
Why
with me,
don't
I don't.
you? Yeah, why don't you? Well, actually, I can talk to you while I'm out there. I forgot. My earbuds travel.
Okay, there you go.
So you've been keeping notebooks for like decades, right?
Oh shit, yeah. I have every. Oh yeah, I could tell you anything. If you give me enough time, I can back up anything and research anything. Absolutely. I mean, I even have stuff from Amsterdam from late '80s. You know, receipts from Sensi Seeds. I mean, I got a business card and I met him a couple different times. He used to go by Tony from Montana, and I met him in Amsterdam back in, I don't know, probably, I'd be lying if you had a gun to my head, I'd probably get shot, but maybe 91, 2 or 3. But Sagathama seeds. I got that business card somewhere, and it's an old beat up card. But yeah, I keep records, meticulous records of everything I do. You know, it's like the older you get, the more you forget. It's
Yeah.
tough to remember it all. But I mean, too, when you're
Yeah.
branching out,
My memory is going down fast.
yeah, mine's pretty sharp, but
Overly excited about that.
I tend to do a lot of things. I keep busy. Like I don't ever stop. I keep going. I don't ever sit down. I'm not a big TV watcher or any of that shit. I'm always outdoors doing things, working, you know. Keep the machine running. It's almost, there's always something to do with plants, you know? And it's like, I don't know how many people are watching that actually, if they're growers or if they're breeders or what, but you know, there's a fine balance that you gotta find with the plants in your life. You'll go nuts, or they'll suffer, or you'll both suffer. You know. So,
Okay.
all right, which one are we on next?
We were.
I think we were talking about Furiosa. I think.
No. Then we got to Holy Goji,
Okay,
and
Holy Goji.
then I think I finished that, and now we're on to Vale Tudo Road RD1 Road.
Okay, so it's Vale Tudo, and that means, you know what that means?
No.
It's bare knuckle fighting that originated out of Brazil. I mean, that's another whole rabbit hole I can go down, but I have another one of the things I've been involved in is MMA for
Oh yeah, we talked about that. I forgot about
quite
it.
a long time. So Vale Tudo is a bare knuckle match in Brazil. So I have, you know, a championship fight. There's 5 rounds. A regular fight. There's 3 rounds. So I have 5 different rounds. That's round 1. Same mom, different dad. So Vale Tudo round 1. That thing is friggin' bulletproof, man. And the thing is you're either gonna love that one, or you're gonna hate it. There are some purples in it. You're gonna get a couple different phenos, and the one that I don't like, there's only one that I don't like. It's the red wine. I call it pheno because it's got like a wine, like a burgundy wine, like a Cabernet. I don't even know, like a red wine nose to it, and it's super complex and super interesting. And I don't know where it came from. I think it probably came from the Mendo Perps because and that's another thing. That Mendo Perps that came from Cali, supposedly from Mendo, through some biker people that came to Lynn, Massachusetts, and I used to run around Lynn back in the day. I don't know how much of the stuff I should talk about because a lot of this probably shouldn't be aired. But anyways, back in Lynn, a lot of good bud used to come from the West Coast. We'll just put it that way. There was a lot of RVs that usually come from Arizona and New Mexico, you know, with brickweed in it and everything else. But the Mendo Perps was a line that it's funny because there were seeds in the bud, so it had to herm somehow because every seed we grew, and I didn't even know what a fem seed was back then, you know, knew what herms were, but it wasn't feminized, but they were just herms. And the story was that the guy that grew it in Lynn, when he got the cut, had a fish tank in the grow room. He didn't know better, and the fish tank made the plant near it herm. That's a story. I don't know if that's true or not, but I'm not going to be name dropping people from when. So you can put a gun to my head. Anyways, so yeah,
it
that the
would be
Kimbo
it
Cook.
would be yeah,
Yep,
I was just thinking of
yep,
the with the Olympics, the Norwegian cross country guy who like
yep,
at his medal thing like
yep.
talked about his ex-girlfriend he cheated on
Oh Jesus,
and how
yeah,
he still loved her and wanted her back, and then suddenly
that's
like she
crazy.
wakes up to like
Yeah,
all the Norwegian media trying to get in touch with her for comment,
yep,
and the whole world now knowing about
yep. Well, it's like
her
that.
life.
What was that? That's the concert with the kiss cam.
Yeah.
That was some funny shit right there. Oh my
That was
god,
awesome.
talk about a
I enjoyed
bad day at a concert. I haven't ever been to a bad concert, but
this, yeah,
that could.
the roller coaster of feelings that guy went through that night
Oh yeah. Oh,
of
I'm sure.
like, I'm gonna
Yeah,
bang my
yeah.
head of PR, or no,
Jesus.
not
All
PR,
right.
HR to
Yeah, I'm not sure.
I'm world famous. Uh,
You
sorry,
know,
let me. Oh, so Green Man in on Instagram, if you can send me the email you want to use, and I'll send you an invite. Sorry, I'm dealing with
yep.
multiple. All
So,
right, so Valley, so that means bare
so,
knuckle.
yeah, Valley Two, Binnacle fighting. So street fighting, pretty much. It originated in Brazil. It was pre
Yeah,
UFC.
so we need to do an episode, and I'll try to get Kenny Florian to jump on, and we can just talk
K Flow. I know. Yeah,
fighting.
I know who he is. I don't. I've seen him at Sityo Dong in Somerville before. My kid was training down there, and he's done. What was it? No, it was Marcus Davis. Marcus Davis was at one of the events in Wilmington or Toledo. I don't know, but I used to manage a guy, Woody Weatherby. He was from Nashville, New Hampshire, and he fought on one of the Ultimate Fighters. Um, but when I was managing him, he fought John Doomsday Howard, and the funniest thing was we baited Howard into trying to heel hook him, and Woody ended up pounding the fucking shit out of him. And that was pretty cool because that was the first fighter that had serious
Yes.
experience that one of my guys actually got to get a good piece of.
Yeah, so I think I told basically Kenny and I grew up together. Like every Saturday night, we'd be sleeping in each other's houses,
Okay.
and growing up, his he had two older brother. He had like seven siblings,
Yep.
and they used to just make us like fight each other. They had like
That's
nunchucks and
awesome.
throwing stars, and
Yep.
like they were totally into martial arts back then. I mean, this was the 80s.
How about Joe? Well, Joe Lozon's younger, but Joe and I think does Joe hang around with Kenny or did he?
Joe who?
Joe Joe Lozon.
I don't know.
Uh, yeah, he's another fighter, mass fighter. Okay, sorry, I didn't mean to sidetrack you there.
Uh, I don't even remember. I was
Kenny,
trying to
you were
beat.
running around. Kenny beating each other up. They used to make you fight a lot.
Uh, yeah. So basically, and then in seventh grade, I went to a school far away,
Yep.
so we kind of lost track of each other. And then it was only when I was living back in LA that I even realized that he like because he played soccer at BC, right,
Yep.
in college.
Yep.
And then like and this it's like if someone like him had known that MMA was going to be a career option,
Yep.
like imagine Kenny had he trained his whole
Oh,
life
yeah,
in
I get it.
MMA, right?
Yep. Yep. Yep.
But a lot, I mean, so like guys now they know that it's like a career, and so they're like, I'm going to train in every single discipline. But like he
Yep.
was doing all sorts of different. Anyway, I had no idea he was like a famous MMA fighter
Yep.
until like pretty much at the very end of his career, and then he moved to LA and I moved to LA, and so
Yep.
we used to hang out when we were. He moved actually to I think North Carolina or something, but
Okay.
anyway, he's back on the East Coast, but he's awesome person, and like to
Yep.
know what he became like, and then my childhood memories, I'm like that makes total sense.
Yep.
Like it doesn't surprise me where he ended.
No,
Um,
yeah, he's in BattleBots now, right? Is he still doing that?
I don't know. I would have to look. Like I know I see his commentating. Like
Yeah,
I'll see his clips that he puts up on Instagram and stuff.
yeah.
The other one was since you're from Boston. Hold on, Chad. So do you know Dispatch, the band?
Dispatch? No, I never heard. Is it a person?
It's a band.
Oh, Dispatch. No, I don't know Dispatch.
Let me hold on. Let me give you a. So this was another guy I grew up with,
Okay.
and had no idea that he was in a band. No way. Here we go. No. So I was in a I was living on 7th Street in New York, and I went into Kim's Video, and I was just randomly like, I want to get some movies to watch. And
Yep.
I was like, let me get a documentary. So I go to the documentary section, um, and I randomly picked this DVD about a band and it like a concert it was doing in the Boston Common.
Yep.
And the band happened to be this band called Dispatch, and I'm like watching the documentary. I'm like, oh, these guys are from Boston too.
Yep.
And then it's like the lead singer was my friend from kindergarten through 6th grade,
No,
Chad, who
that's
like I
cool.
played soccer. We played on the same. We won the state title in Massachusetts in soccer together.
Yep.
Um, and it turns out and so the DVD is them prepping. I think like having a reunion because I think they broke up, and they
Okay.
played in front of 100,000 people in the Commons.
That's a lot of people.
Yeah, and I was like,
Hundred
holy
thousand's a
shit,
lot of people. I
yeah,
know that's a
that's
lot of
crazy.
people.
So
Yeah, that's a
I
lot
was
of
looking
people.
on YouTube for the video of that, but I don't
Yep.
think I can find it. Anyway, it turned
Yep.
out that they were a pretty big Boston band.
Yep.
Um, what were we taught? All right,
I
so
don't
we did
know.
the val. Oh, we
Yep.
talking
Valley
about
Tudo
Kenny.
round one. Yep. So there's
How about
five
MMA?
rounds.
Because you had
Yeah.
your Valiatudo.
Yep.
There we go.
Yep. And it's funny
It's
because there's
rare that I can remember how we got to talking about what we were talking about.
no, that's perfect. And it's funny because I had a lot of
Oh,
MMA slash fight named for strains, and I put out Valley Tudo, and then there's another breeder in Michigan that started coming out with different moves. I would call it like liver kick and everything else. And I was like, son of a bitch, he beat me to him. So I just let him have that lane.
that's
'Cause
funny.
there's a lot of good names you could come up with there. I mean, the name game is another whole situation. Naming strains, it's like, holy shit, dude. You're running out of things every day, you know?
But I like if you can find something that's meaningful to you and then go through that
Yep.
like I had like all my daughters had like made up words like Gemma
Okay.
used to say Berber.
Yep.
So it's like it'd be cool to name something like around
Berber
things
Kush.
my three like Berber Kush.
Yeah. 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 It's funny because
um
when you can't think of anything to relate it to, and the two parents don't click, as far as a name is concerned, you have to go complete arbitrary, you know? And
like
arbitrary is,
Croker.
yeah, Croker, dude. No, Croker. Listen, Croker has a story that goes back to a buddy of mine, Johnny and Lynn. We used to go to parties, and one of the guys, Johnny, yeah, he used to roll like finger size fucking joints out of 1 1/4. He would just, I mean, this is way back. And, the chronic back then was far and few between. It was mostly Mexican brickweed, but he would you would roll out what you call a cannon, and it was of the croaker, and you'd be like, "This fucking croaker is so fucking good, man. You grow the best croaker," and he's always croaker, you know. One of them guys. That's why that stuck with me, croaker, and it fit because it does that shit does fuck you up. I mean, it kind of crosses your eyes a little bit. There's a definite old school vibe to it, you know, like Wig Splitter, same thing, and Northern Lightning, same thing. Those are both vintage cuts of White Widow and Northern Lights. That came from an
So
old timer.
Croaker is a 100 amp cut cross with
100
Poison
amp
Potion.
with Poison Potion. Yeah, Poison Potion is from ENMOB. That was a collaboration between him and Calypso Gardens, and that was I think I was only like 10 packs or 11 packs. It was a Durban Poison, and I forget. I'd be lying if I told you I could remember what the other parent was in that one. But it's definitely a Poison Potion, and a 100 amp cut. 100 amp cut's one of my babies. That was a cut that was given to me too, which is interesting, and that came from Maine. All right, I'm listening. Sorry, I cut you off again.
No, I would.
Okay.
What was I just gonna say? No, you keep talking. Well,
Okay.
I'm gonna throw out the topic, but keep going on what you're going on because I'll forget the topic, which was basically like, for you, when did weed in Massachusetts flip to like for me, it was kind of like the early 90s when we started seeing stuff that was, or that
When you say flip, what do you mean flip?
like from like pressed Mexican brick weed to like the first stuff you ever saw from like Cali
Oh,
or
dude, that was like, we're talking like mid 80s. We see shit coming in from Mendo. Mendo, they had
not
this
for
shit
me.
called,
For me, it was later.
yeah, Mendo Mind Bendo. I'll never forget that one. That was, I got to be careful with names here. But yeah, that was one of them. But I mean, I went to Amsterdam 86, 7, 8, 9, 90, 91, 92, 93. I got a job in Boston. 94, I was at a job in Boston. And after that, 95, I went to Lawrence. I was working, doing a couple things over there. Anyway, I brought seeds back from Amsterdam. I went over there with a fucking backpack and $5,000 cash. Long story, but somebody financed my trip. Yeah.
You had a seed sugar daddy.
No, not so much, but there was a couple guys, you know, that I grew up with. One of them lived in Washington Heights in New York City, and you know, he was selling good bud back then. I mean, that was early 90s. He was, you know, anyway, prices back then were insane. So there was a lot of financial motivation back there, in addition to growing, you know, and just experimenting with the plant. I mean, pounds of weed back in what, 93, 94, we're going for $3,000 at least. I remember if I could get them down to the city, they'd be, you know, $4,500 to Long Island, 55 down to GW. You know, eighths are going just crazy money. It was stupid money. But yeah, I had people that would pay for my trip to go over there, and I'd go over and just do what I do, find the seeds, find whatever I'm looking for.
And then he would start growing it down in New York.
No, I'd grow it. He was the financer. Well, I shouldn't say that. They had a place on the Deegan, right off the Deegan, Cross Bronx Expressway. I forget the guy's name, but he was a superintendent of a big, I mean, like I don't know, 300-400 unit building. And they were growing in the basement. And one of my other buddies was living there, taking care of the plants. And that was back. Shit, that had to be, I don't know, 92, 3, 4, no, 91, 92, because 3 and 4 I was in Boston. 91, 92. We used to go to a place in Worcester, Mass called Worms Way. And this was the first quote unquote grow shop I ever been in. And if you talked about weed in there, they'd fucking kick you out the door. You had to talk about tomatoes. You know, if you're like, hey, I'm trying to grow some tomatoes, and it was fucking retarded, man. Like, I don't know who it was, but they were staking out the parking lot. I always used to get like a girlfriend to drive me there or whatever. And my guys from New York would come up with a fucking U-Haul, and they'd spend, you know, 20, 25, 30 grand, suitcase full of fucking money, just buying lights, you know, all the satellite dish, metal halides. I don't even know if they would double into high pressure sodiums back then. I don't know now. They weren't, because they'd screw them in the fucking satellite dish. Bees came out way later than that. But yeah,
Yeah, the
you couldn't
double
talk
digits
about
came
weed
out
back
way
then.
later.
And by the way, that's Jeff.
Yeah, what's up, Kappa?
Hey, what's up, man? How you doing?
Good. How about you, brother?
All right, where are you out of?
I'm out of Grand Junction, Colorado.
Oh, no shit. Okay.
Yeah.
So, yep, middle of the country.
Yep.
How's it growing out
He
there?
knows his snow.
You know,
Yeah.
it's been dry and warm out here, so the seasons actually haven't been bad. And this last
Yep.
summer was just pumped out some incredible hash.
Yep. That's awesome.
Yeah,
I know.
it's been a great year. I mean, we're begging for water right now, but
Yep.
for herb, it's been choice.
That's awesome. Yeah, I mean, yeah, you have good seasons where it's dry at the end.
Mm-hmm.
Problem where I am is there's always fucking hurricanes coming up the coast, you know?
Right.
And it's hit or miss. If you don't get a big hurricane, you know, and it's dry, you can push into, you know, middle end of October. I think I've had plants go a couple different times into November, but they were more sativa leaning, and you know they never finished. You could hang fucking Christmas lights on them if you had to.
Right.
But you know, you do your best. I got a hugel bed that's like 4 feet deep, and that thing it keeps heat. You know, it'll keep heat until easily the end of October, and you know the leaves will cringe up and fucking ice over before the the beds freezes over. It's pretty slick. But I've never been to Colorado. I've been past it, but not to it. Did a couple of tries.
We call it the Western Slope, and it's different to what most people picture Colorado as. Because we're really like a high altitude desert. We're like 30 miles from the border of Moab. So if you've ever been to like Moab, Eastern Utah, that's kind of what Grand Junction, the Western Slope is like. It's such a trip because like you get into all like Colorado's naturally dry, but it's a lot of like mountain area type stuff, and then you come out here and it's just a big valley surrounded by mountains at like 4,600 feet. That's
pretty cool. Oh, that is pretty cool. I've been to Vegas a bunch of times, but never Colorado.
Yeah, if you ever get out this way, check it out. It's
absolutely that is cool. How you doing on the inventory?
All right, so Heaven Mountain Remix.
Oh, that's another fun one. All right. Let me Heaven Mountain Remix is going to be a remix of one of Bodie's strains. I've done a lot of work. I don't like to say I'm like a fucking nut hugger, but I like picking through Bodie's packs. It's very hit or miss sometimes, but there's always fucking quality in the packs. And that I recreated one of his
lavender lemonade.
Oh, LL. I actually you know the lemonades, the lemon penetration, the lemon Wookie. I've stayed away from the lemon. I don't know why, for some reason. But you know what? You can only grow so much. I know everybody knows that. So your roster of what you're going to do next, and you just kind of stick with it. Sometimes you get sidetracked. But Heaven Mountain Remix, that was the same cut, Bodie's cut of Goji OG that I got from Useful, but that was by High and Lonesome's Appalachia. I got that at F3. I picked out a male out of F4 that was a variegated male, and it was super cool variegation. And I did that. I forget what we called it, but it was a support pack. I donated a bunch of that money from the original drop. I think I raised a couple $1,000, maybe $2,200 for one of Bodie's projects that he had. I don't know if it was in Nepal or somewhere, but it was some project he had going on. That was a deal. I asked him if I could recreate it. He said, yep. And I donated some cash to help one of the things he was interested in doing. I don't mind doing that. It's kind of, like, man, I wanted to stay off the slippery slopes here about, naming and people's stuff and everything else if I can. But I just kind of try and mind my fucking business if I can, until I'm on a podcast like this or whatever you want to call it. I never do this shit.
No, I love Bodie.
You guys, listen, this is the funny thing. I'm a fucking virgin when it comes to this shit. Like I am the most fucking private person, dude. I got a piece of painter's tape on my fucking phone camera. I mean, I've been growing illegally my entire fucking life. So old habits die hard. I mean, fuck, dude, it was, I never gave a shit though. It was always just fucking plant, dude. It's weed. Fucking come on.
That's so
That's
funny.
kind of always been my thought.
Yeah,
That's why I've been out with my name forever. Like I'm just like I don't.
Yeah, that to me is a whole different fucking story too. I got a bunch of kids and a bunch of shit, and I've done a whole bunch of stuff. And one of the things MMA when I could go down a whole different fucking rabbit hole here, but the founders of the UFC, it wasn't really the UFC. Before the UFC, it was called. It went way back to Zuffa, right, and then it was SEG, Semaphore Entertainment Group. And then before that, it was actually WOW, War of the Worlds. So the UFC wasn't even supposed to be called Ultimate Fighting Championship way back in the beginning. It was supposed to be War of the Worlds. The reason I know all this shit is because I've made a lot of money buying and selling the memorabilia and stuff related to that. And, the founder of the UFC, there are two founders, you call them co-founders, Art Davey and Horian Gracie. I've met with Art, and Art's an interesting character. I don't even know how I got down this rabbit hole here, but Art, he's out in Pahrump now, and I got to get out there to see that motherfucker again. Yeah, I feel like I'm baked. And I'm not
in Nevada.
Yeah, he's in Pahrump, Nevada. Yeah, I almost died going through fucking Death Valley.
Oh, you know what? Sorry, I forgot.
What'd you forget?
Man, I have not forgot about you. There we go. Speaking of Pahrump, Nevada, Steve Kent, this guy lives there, and we went to an event there, and Green Man, who might jump on imminently, is around there too. Okay, sorry. What? Invite member.
Bring him on.
All right. So that's the Heaven Mountain.
Yep.
So that has some Goji OG in the Bodie's
That's Bodie's
Goji
cut.
OG.
Yeah, that's one of Bodie's cuts of Goji OG that I got from Useful Seeds.
Yeah, it's wild because I didn't really know anything about that cut, and then all of a sudden, Brother Mendel used it in one of my favorite strains, the Breakfast in Paris, and I was always like, there was something about that cut showed up so well in the flavor profile.
It's silky smooth, man. It's really it's like you know what? Goji to me is like feminine, soft, floral. It's got that, I don't even know what you want to call it, X factor. It's just got something special to it. It's definitely, and I mean that cut that I had. So there are a few cuts of Bodie's Goji OG going around, and I'm like I was saying earlier, I think the one I was working with that I got from Useful was the Queen Mother cut, I think it was called. But it could have been Goji Raz. I don't think it was Goji Raz, but anyway, yeah. So, rest in peace, Useful. That guy was a cool motherfucker. Long story with him. He passed away. That dude got screwed. Anyway, but yeah. All right. Where are we now? Got screwed by his old lady is what happened. He got divorced. His wife pretty much is like, fuck you, I'm fucking leaving after he paid the house off, and he was left with nothing. I felt so bad for that fucking guy, and then he died like a year later. It's kind of fucked up. Yeah. All right. Heaven Mountain Remix, I think, was what we talked about last. I don't know.
Yeah, and then Grape Gold is next.
Oh, Grape Gold. All right. So I know a lot of people, I see a lot of hate going towards Ethos and Colin, and I'm just going to throw it out there. I haven't grown a ton of Ethos strains, but I've grown a good handful of them. I've fucking never had a problem with anything. No herms, no nothing. That's been my experience. And I can honestly say that. So that is Banana Hammock. Banham is what I call it, Banana Hammock. And Banana Hammock, I think the mother and father were Grape God and Mandarin Sunset.
Yes, sir.
If I'm not mistaken. But that Banham, I fucking love that shit. The plants were fucking amazing.
Yes, they are.
And the Ancient OG F2 PSM is Purple Stem Male that I use came out of where did I get those? I think I got those from on Instagram. He goes by Intentional Misuse, and his buddy Motherlode Gardens. So I think Motherlode got the pack from Bodie, ran it, and then I got some seeds out of the F2. I ran those, and I found a Purple Stem Male. That's where the father came from. That was a fucking beast of a male too. But yeah, Banana Hammock, and I like it. I mean, I like it. I don't have anything bad to say. I don't know how many people come on here and talk about which breed is shit, Herms or any of that, but like I've never had any problems with quite a few different guys. But then there's some people that I will never name names, but you run, I don't know. I'm just thinking out loud here. I'm thinking like if they're dead, can I say something? But I'll just name a couple strains I haven't. So Pennywise was fucking Herm show. What was the other one? Pennywise. God. Jack the Ripper, and then there was another one, fucking Pennywise. What was the other one? I can't think of it. But anyway, you know who I'm talking about. I had all kinds of fucking balls in those packs. But yeah, banana hammock, I didn't have any problems with. All right, Grape Gold on the fucking book. What are we doing next?
What's up, y'all?
All right, hold on. Look at that. Look who figured it out. I love it. Be unstoppable.
So, Copa.
What's up?
Green
What's going
Man?
on? You like my aura?
Yeah, as soon as you said painter tape, I know it's blue painter's tape because I can see a little bit of a blue aura there.
You can. Well, I'll put my finger over it.
I got black now.
So how far from Pahrump do you live?
Me? An hour away. It depends on how fast I drive. But I'm in Vegas. I'm in the heart of Vegas, man. So
Got it.
I'm 45 minutes to an hour out. I haven't been out there since I fucking met you guys.
Yeah.
I tried to hit up Steve a few times, on his IG for the next installment of the Soil Life Summit. And he's like, didn't answer me. And then finally he's like, man, look, we got hit up the day after you all left. We got hit. We got raided basically. And he didn't want to do it again.
That's awful.
That was the Soil Summit concert? Or
yes,
Soil
Life Summit
at Steve's house and vegetable farm.
Okay.
Fuck. You see what happened there?
Event, man.
I did.
Really good.
You guys hear me again? Yeah. Yep. I went to touch I touched the fucking tape and I shut it off. I hit the logins thing. So sorry about that.
And then went blank.
Yeah. No, exactly. Well, I'll do it again. This time we'll be careful. Yeah, see? Boom, boom. Yeah. Oh shit.
Right on. That's awesome.
No, I have no problem. I have no problem meeting any of you guys in person or any of that shit. I just don't I'm just not I wouldn't say I am a fucking paranoid private person.
So Boston Bob also does not show his face when he comes on.
Well, it must be living around fucking Boston. That shit'll do it to you.
The Boston thing, yeah.
So
check this out.
Yep. Oh, what do we got there?
A jar full of seeds from the Audalong Skunk Cross.
Oh shit.
Nice.
I'm still
the Adelong is an Indian landrace grow along from this past. That's a lot of seeds.
Yeah, holy shit!
It's the we've smoked most of the weed out of it. It's like the stems and the chaff. I got to separate the seeds from now.
Yep. Gotta get a seed sorter and a shop vac.
Yep. We were watching them do it today. Jeff was doing it at Jade Nectar.
Yeah. I had my buddy that's a woodworker build me a mahogany one out of fancy scrap. Yeah, it's pretty cool. Yeah. I mean, it saves time for sure. And I got one of those cheap ass Amazon Chinese seed counters. That fucking's a godsend too. Holy shit.
Really?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
How much do those cost?
So it counts as seeds for you. How do you deal with like big, fat, massive seeds and little tiny seeds?
No, it's hard to explain. It's like a vibrating. It's like a disc. If you go on Amazon and just type in seed sorter, you'll see one come up.
It's kind of like a gold thing that they used to separate gold, huh?
It vibrates. Yeah, well, that's like a slew, so like a vibrator. So it spins in a circle. It's fucking weird, dude, how it works. Like if you looked at it, when you get it and you put it together, you're like, this ain't gonna fucking work, and it works. it vibrates and it goes around in a little spiral, almost up like a stair on the side. And then if there's too many on the stair, they fall back into the middle.
Oh, you're talking about the
But
seed counters.
yeah, the counter.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Yeah,
it's
not the
it's
sorter,
just
the
a little
counter.
black. Yeah, those things are a trip. When I
Yeah.
first started using one, I
Yep.
turned it on and I could just see it
I see.
vibrating, and it
Yeah.
had like a
Yeah, and you
little
were like, what
knob.
the fuck?
Yeah, I was like, how is this? And I'm like, texting my boss. I was like, dude, I think this thing's broke. He's like,
Yeah.
no, it's
Well,
not.
you can adjust the speed, quote unquote, speed
Yeah,
of it.
he's like, put a
Yep.
handful of seeds in there and see what happens.
Yep.
And so I did.
Yep.
I was and watching
Son of
them,
a bitch.
like the seeds move in a circle, but the plate
Yep.
stays the same.
Yeah,
The
it's so
vibration causes them to,
fucking weird. Yep.
it'll fuck with your eyes so bad.
Yep.
Watching
Well,
that
the other
shit.
thing, if you don't clean the little laser eye, you got to get a can of compressed air and like go and just clean it, because it'll start fucking you on counts if you don't clean it here and there. If you get clean seeds, I don't know how clean everybody's seeds are, but everybody has a little dust here and there, or a little calyx action going on. And yeah, you're definitely gonna keep that fucker clean to run right. But it saves when you're doing more than. I don't use it for anything under. I use it for 30 and 50 and 100 and whatever, but not 10 seed counts.
Right.
You'd be there all fucking
I
day.
want to ask Peter a question really quick. Peter, is 1 and 2 permanently gone now?
We are in protest with YouTube, waiting to hear back.
Okay, that's cool. I know, like you said, you used to post your daughter's pictures on the front of the thing, and it wasn't really like, it became such a family, not family oriented, but community, man, and it wasn't just about cannabis anymore.
Same community, different channel.
Yep,
Exactly.
same community. Here we are, but
moving on down.
Peter had
that
100,000
cable
followers.
spectrum.
And let me tell you something. There's a couple of fucking episodes that are so epic. I mean, epic. Ty comes on and say, hey, anybody want to get high? And it turns into a 5-hour marathon where Kevin Jodrey shows up and a bunch of folks show up and it gets like hella views. The other time when we were doing the Dank Maven, when Kevin Jodrey showed up and Peter was hugging a seal all night, that was fucking epic.
I was on mushrooms that night.
Oh, I love mushrooms.
But okay, so is Slap? What's Slap Happy?
Slap Happy. That is when I was running out of fucking names. That is it's Appy F4. I'm pretty sure it's Appy F4 by High Voltage Mail. That's what that is. So that would be Appalachia by High and Lonesome by my mail named High Voltage. And that is, so most of the strains that I have are going to kill it outdoors. Indoors, I test as many as I can, but I don't test all. And, you're at dealer's choice luck there. But I grow for outdoors. I select for outdoors. Everything is outdoor geared as far as what I do. Indoors, secondary to me, with a few exceptions. But
okay, so sorry, that was what? Hold on, it was a what F4?
Appalachia by High and Lonesome. So it's the Appalachia that Bodie used.
Yeah.
They call it Appalachia. It's the same line, but a different F-gen. Filial generation. And I'm not a fucking scientist, so if you can ask me F-gens, P-gens, and all that shit, the breeders, cube, X and Y, and all that shit, I don't do that. I'm a hands-on person. That's how I've always been. Fucking grow it and see what happens. ESD. I'm trying to find something here. I can't find it.
I can respect the honesty there.
Yep.
Concerning
well,
with indoor stuff, I've always found that if it's bred out, and anybody can disagree with me on this, I'm curious what other people actually think. But
that's
if it's
what I'm trying
outdoor, doesn't it seem to be a little bit stronger indoors, right? Like
stronger as far as structure or branch,
as resilient to hermaphroditic tendencies. You're not gonna if it's bred to outdoor stressors, when you bring it inside and you make it slightly more cushy, your chances of seeing hermaphroditic tendencies show up are not as prevalent. You know what I mean? Like
I do. So there's a lot of schools of thought on that, and I will say, I mean, fuck, man. Like I said, I don't like dropping names or anything, but I've grown a few different strains that were bred for outdoors that fucking hermed outdoors, and I've hardly ever seen a herm outdoors.
Right, that has to do with their choice and selection. I don't necessarily need to know names, but
yeah,
I do know that if you're lazy and weeding out the bullshit when you're dealing with a lot of mixed match bullshit, you're just gonna breed that in. And
well, that's
matter, right?
Moral of the story is don't fuck with bullshit.
Yeah, really. Like,
you know what I mean? That's the thing. It's like there's so many. You know, if you're looking to travel the world, why are you going to go to the fucking Republic of Congo? You know what I mean? Like,
well, but that's kind of my thing. Like, if you're doing all of your breeding and selecting indoors, and you're really testing that indoors, when you bring it outside, there's so many variables that you can't really check for until you do it and select for it outdoors. So your chances of seeing those herms outside are going to be a lot higher. Versus, like, again, you're doing decent selection outside. When you bring those offspring indoors, my brain just says less stress, less herm. Unless it's encoded into the epigenetic, then you're just like, I'm always going to see this.
Yep.
Right?
Yep. So you guys want to know how to cheat indoors? Growing outdoor strains?
Yeah, what you got?
Sure.
Do you have astrological timing? This would be a fucking
on the moon and stuff.
No. I'm talking about instead of flipping your fucking lights on 18.6 and flipping them to 12.12 and shocking the fuck out of them. It's a slow, gradual process, just like a calendar.
Yeah.
So Intermatic makes timers that are astrologically fucking. You can use them. You need 3 of them. Anyway, I could get into this whole fucking thing, but I cheat over the winter. Sometimes I can grow just fucking like it's outdoors, indoors. And, you know, there's a little bit more to it than that, but the technology's out there to do it. I've been fucking around with it for a couple of seasons now.
So is it light recipes of different places on Earth?
No.
Or just
no. So you can have sun up gradually come on, and then you can have full blown 1,000 waters, and then you can gradually taper off into sunset. Yeah. Not directional. Yeah. But the actual the intensity of the light. So when it comes on, I have it come on at 11% because below 10% the light don't usually come on. So I have it 11%.
A lot of LEDs out nowadays have that sunrise sunset setting where when
I didn't know that.
Come on, they taper into it. They start at like mine will start at like 5%, and then every 5 minutes they'll increase 2%.
Yeah,
but I was actually trying to get going to what Peter was talking about. So I've been running these Aviciis from Revolution Micro forever, and I've kind of done a lot of R&D for them and shit. I reached out to the dude. I was like, bro, you need to make seasonal and locational, so adjustable spectrum to where I can be like, this spectrum
that was
is
the
what's
holy grail
showing in
by Sun on Demand.
Or even incorporating infrared and all that shit, you know?
Well, not so much that, but so when the sun comes up in the morning, it's a different light spectrum than when it sets during the day. So if I can have the same way we have a sunrise sunset setting with just our timing, imagine if it was that with spectrum, where it starts in the early day with a lot more blue, and then by midday it's full spectrum, and then by later day you're looking at more reds. And that's just kind of natural.
The step further would be it's the spectrum that matches Durban, South Africa, as you're growing the Durban.
So that's kind of the thing. Is I already have spectrum presets on my light where I can do, this is my clone spectrum, this is my veg spectrum, this is my flower spectrum, this is my finished spectrum. So I brought that up too. I was like, if you have a little deeper tunable spectrum, then we can set presets that would replicate different regions in the world. And then you can set that spectrum sunrise sunset for that location's day.
Well, I mean, you could go a step further too and incorporate sub-equatorial climates. Pretty soon AI is going to have it all. You're gonna be able to press a fucking button.
You can have the humidity,
and it's gonna be like, listen,
like
going down the fucking produce aisle and then the mist in the fucking cucumbers. It's gonna.
Yeah, dude, I've been on that train of thought for a few years where I'm like, one day our lighting will get to that point, and then it'll be like complete environmental control to where you'll be able to replicate pretty close to any region in the world in your tent. You know, a little cool bot, you hit Antarctica for hash making, and then switch it back to regular settings to chill in fucking Puerto Rico.
Oh my God! Listen, Jilly Bean. That was the other one.
I'd like to sift my Afghan flour in the
no, she's fucking nuts.
Look, when it comes to traditional and hand rubbing, so frustrating for me because I live in this freaking arid, hot desert. Now the arid is cool, but the temperature, man, it always is gonna what the traditional folks. I'm like leaning on some Moroccan and some Lebanese for my hash. I'm trying for like the Audalong plants, the Indian plants, or Afghani plants or Pakistani plants. They don't behave the same.
What are you working with, like Baldia Keef?
Well, I do a couple different things. I do some hand rubbing to get some chirash. Also doing the static sif and dry sif Keef.
Yep, I was talking more about the strain. Baldia Keef is a Moroccan hash strain.
Oh no! To tell you the truth, I don't have the Moroccan seeds yet. I'm seeking them out right now. I have.
If you remind me, I can send you some. I have some Beldia and then Beldia crosses.
I got a bunch of Beldia
stuff to get the flat stem.
I don't know. These look like little open structure sativas. Really short, compact, nice little hash plants.
Okay. Nice open structure. Drop them.
I like that word, hash plant. Sorry.
Yeah, nice. No, the fans aren't covering every fucking square inch. You know what I mean? You get some penetration in there. Yep. Peter, if you
fell off.
Yeah, I could send you some of the Beldia if you want to give them out. I have no problem with that. It's a landrace.
That'd be awesome. No, I love that. I've been giving out, and I have to make more of them. But Hoku sent me some Syrian landrace. That I've given out to so many people, and I love the idea that people they may buy some super hypey something, but to give them something like that.
Oh yeah, that'll blow their fucking mind if they're not used to it. You know.
I got some Malawi gold from Peter. Peter sent me that Malawi gold, man. That's going to go in my garden this year. This year I'm doing all landrace. You know, if you tune in at 6:00 on the Future Cannabis Project tonight, we're doing the episode 8 of the Future Cannabis Project's Audalong, Grow Along, and
or is this episode 1 of something new and different? Is it the final Audalong episode, or is it the first?
It's the transition episode, right? Because it's the end of the
Audalong,
could be like the smoke report and all that.
Came on to Happy Days.
I'm literally smoking a hash from that shit right now. Still, I'm smoking Audalong hash right now. But anyway, she's in Cambodia too. The Audalong group guys in Boston is the West Bengal stuff, and that's like, you know, in the Audalong stuff, they went to the farmer. He gave him a barrel, bucket of goat food, and said, "There you go. There's your seeds." This is different. This is they went into the fields and selected from a specific plant and the terpene profiles and all that.
I think we did Chapman, so I call him El Chapo. But anyway, that was with GSD F5. That was the second to last F gen of the Gorilla Glue Sunshine Daydream. That's what GSD stands for. So that's a super tight plant. It nugs out kind of like a green cracky OG, but it's definitely got big fans. It's tricky because a couple of the phenos are not super outdoor friendly, but they'll still finish because it is super early. That's a middle September, sometimes first week of September plant right there. So
you said super tight flavor.
No, super tight structure, like nugs.
Structure, comma, and then.
I didn't say flavor. I don't know what I went into. The cut that I got it
Flowers.
from.
Sorry, that makes
Yeah.
much more sense.
Yep. That's not. I wouldn't say that's my best work, but that's a solid performer. And it's super easy to grow. You know, anybody can grow it in their garden. But I mean, I will say that most of the strains that I produce have been tested either commercially or semi-commercially. You know, I've I have access to, well, I had access to for quite a few years to a farm that we had 4 acres on, and all we did was grow numbers, and it was semi legal because the guy was like me. He didn't give a fuck. He used to just buy people's caregiver permits. I don't know if I can. It doesn't fucking matter because it's not happening anymore. But he'd pay somebody, you know, for the caregiver permit, and they'd have like a co-op, but it would just be him and me and like 4 other guys taking care of the plants. That's it. So yeah, a lot of this stuff I've seen outdoors, full sun, 100-gallon, you know, at least pots, full sun on a farm, and you can see what you fucking get, you know, when you do that. It's not like half shade in a swamp, you know. But what I would say
Beautiful.
what I would say is quality control is not one of those plants that I put in a commercial situation. That's more of a, I don't know what you would call it, mom and pop, you know, beginner strain. That's probably, it's solid. It's definitely solid. And it'll fucking cross your eyes, but it's not something that I could say, hey, take this and run fucking 30 tables of it, you know?
Right.
The chat is saying there's no audio.
On who?
The chat
Really?
is just everybody's saying there's no audio.
Well, I got audio. I can hear you guys. You can hear me, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Here, let me check on YouTube.
Well, they're watching a bunch of fucking taping guys just sit around and
A bunch of jaws flapping.
that ain't no fucking fun.
And we're all not talking, so you're just like darkness. So we're all just sitting here staring at the screen.
They're like, what the fuck's going on with that fucking halo?
Now they're saying it's fine again.
Yeah.
Cool.
I heard everything. It was amazing.
It was spectacular.
Cool.
So I'm on PSD.
PSD. That is one of my
terpy flowers in and outdoor.
That is one of my favorites. And that cut. So I got a very good friend that's local that is, you know, I don't know. I mean, all right, I'll just throw it out there. A lot of these big commercial money grows hire this guy to do pheno hunts for them. That's how good he is. Like, they'll buy thousands of dollars of seeds, hand them to him, and he just searches for cuts, and the deal he makes, he gets paid not a lot of money, but he gets to keep the cut and do whatever the fuck he wants with it. That's his deal. So he gets to run, you know, expensive quote unquote seeds for free, and he gets paid, you know, not a lot of money, but he does get to run a lot of fucking numbers. And he ran, I don't know if it was a Purple Skittles pack, but it was Purple Skittles. He called it P Skits or Z Skittles or whatever the fuck it is. I'm not a big name guy with that, but it's a cut of Purple Skittles, and that's still around. I'm going to be working with that this summer, and that I hit with GSD, which is GSD stands for, G stands for Gorilla Glue, S stands for Sunshine, D stands for Daydream. So it's GGSSDD, Gorilla Glue, Sunshine, Daydream. I just cut it short to GSD. That's what GSD is. Yeah, that's a fucking amazing plant. It has everything. It has terps. It has bag appeal. It has potency. It's a hybrid though. It's not gonna take you on a fucking rocket ship and then dump you on your ass in the dirt. You know what I mean? But it's definitely it's a good solid plant. It's a good cash cropper. You know, I'm not sure what people are looking for, but you got to try and provide tools for people to use to do what they need to do, right? So that one passes all the tests. Solid too. I mean, I would say that everything that I put out, I try not to have floppy stems. I fucking hate floppy stems. I can't stand it. You got enough fucking problems that you need to deal with this besides tying up a fucking branch all day long. You know what I mean? So you're not going to find any floppy stems. You're going to find open structure, decent branching, stuff like that. That's what I look for. I mean, when I'm looking at plants, and this thing kind of ticks a lot of those boxes. I mean, I think And the
When you see an
GSD,
open structure, do you mean the plant itself or the buds?
yeah, the plant
themselves?
itself. Yeah, there's obviously no. So the open structure. When I say open structure, is plant structure. So it'll breathe. One of the things, there's a lot of shit I'm going to regret talking about later, but I love long petioles. I always select. Yeah, I call myself a selector, not even a breeder, because I'm always selecting, and I work with what I find. But long petioles to me are huge. Keeps the leaves off the buds. You get way more ventilation. So I mean the structure. So a lot of the plants I have are long petioles and open branching. Plant shape would be Christmas.
This is just like all the phenos of some GMOJ that I made
hell
some
yeah.
with a few weeks ago, and I'm fixing to load up my chillum.
Oh fuck, bro! Smoking from a chillum. I got to smoke with Ryan. Ryan came over and we smoked some hash that he had pressed himself, and it was just phenomenal, man. I'm just sitting here jealous that you're smoking from a chillum, bro.
Oh, so for tonight's show, I need to quickly show you. Actually, I can show you while. So, do you notice below all our faces there are a bunch of like layout options?
Yeah, I got the
Green
new option because I'm now a team player.
Yeah. So just go down those options and see what happens. Like if you go to this one, right? Or to this one.
Oh, what the fuck?
Oh, wait, I'm seeing stuff. I'm doing stuff here. It's going to take me a second to figure it all out. Okay. Banners. What's banners? Oh,
so
I got
banners is like my favorite like stuff like this. So
you can't hear your picture browser. Okay.
Or like if someone's talking about a strain, it's like to write it down, like so you can put whatever you want. So if you need to put,
I got it.
You probably won't use that. So I'll be like cooking / eating dinner with my kids this is prime dinner time, 6:00. So I'll help you get it started, and then you'll kind of I'll be checking in, and eventually I'll come back. But like for example, you might have to let people on, right? Someone new pops on. So like down below, you see me, mouse over me down below, and it'll say remove, and you can remove me. Or
so
remove
you
Jeff.
are on. I'm not seeing these items that you're talking about yet. I'm looking maybe the 3
So there's the big screen. There's
layout.
the big screen with us.
Yeah, I got it now. It's layout, private chat.
So I think are you doing it on your
check
phone?
out the layout.
Are you on
so
your
I can
phone?
change the layout to this.
Yeah, probably not the one we want to do, but keep going down. Pick a different one. Yeah, all right. We're moving in the right direction. And then go, yep, there you go. So let's say Eloise is talking, right?
I bring her up.
Right. So you would grab, so in this case, I'm going to grab you and drag you into my spot. Or now I'm going to grab me. We'll grab Jeff and his chillum.
But how do I find you on the screen? How do I grab you and drag you? Where are you?
Well, so that's why I was asking. You're on a phone?
Yes.
Yeah, I would have to. That looks like a clean, well-maintained chillum.
Must be, or you can't smoke chillum, or at least I won't smoke your chillum.
So I just put it's. How did I get Jeff by himself? That's my question.
So you tapped on the
Solo
solo
layout.
layout. So if you just go one over, it's like a group layout. Yep, there you go.
Cropped layout.
Is Copa back? No. Oh, you know what? I know I didn't mute him. So I think, I mean, I'll try to jump on and sometimes make her big but I think this layout would be fine for when I can't, and then we'll teach you each time
Yeah,
how
I'll
to
get
do
better
more
at it.
things. So so now you have ooh, I like that. All right, keep it on him. So we'll go, look at that. So now I just moved to the solo
Ooh, nice
layout.
chilling, nice shot. Oh, okay. You got rid of the thing on the side somehow. Oh, by moving him to solo layout.
Right.
Okay.
That's a good looking seed. Oh, another seed.
Yeah. And now that I understand what's happening here, I will go ahead and go to I'll go research it. I'll do the research and figure out between this show and the next one and have a little bit more action going on.
Yeah, I can also show you. I've done many tutorials with many people.
Awesome.
Hold on, let me switch earbuds.
All right, I'm back.
All right.
Back from the dead.
Cool.
So I'm gonna take a timeout on continuing to bang out the next one. I think I got through PSD and then the next one's GSD, but we could do a part 2 where I get through
That's
the
a good
next
idea.
10.
We're in the middle of a fucking
The
blizzard up
amount
here,
of
so
concentration I'm trying. Oh, let's go, Jeff. All right, Jeff's gonna do that. I'm gonna go hit my bowl with.
Yeah.
Yeah. See, I was just trying to do that. Good job. You're quick. You got a mouse. So I'm gonna have to get a laptop or something.
I'll be right back.
All right. So what's the flower GMO also? GMO, Jay?
Yep.
Nice.
Yeah. Save just enough to mix every once in a while with some flour, but I've been mixing it with some Blue Dream, and that's been absolutely fantastic.
Yeah, it looks real nice, man. You got a little different styles. I mean, I've seen quite a few people doing different styles. As long as the top is up, so you're not going to dump your hash out the bowl, huh?
Yeah. Yeah, there's there's different ways to do it depending on who you're smoking with. I pretty much only share this with a handful of people because I'm so paranoid it's going to get broke. Because I got this from Frenchie right before he passed away. That's
awesome.
Yeah, so if this ever got broke, I'd fucking lose my mind. So I don't really.
Yes.
Now that you've said that,
and the person who broke it would feel absolutely terrible and never forgive themselves.
Yeah.
I'm never call Jeff again, hide in the woodwork, so now that you've said that about it and watching you smoke on it, just the whole idea of what you're holding in your hand changed. It changed big time. You know what I'm saying? That shit just changed in my head. Can you demonstrate that thing a little bit better for us so we can see it?
So there's a couple ways you can smoke it. You can just make a ring, and just you don't want to put your lips on this because it's gross, right?
Yeah.
So you just make a ring so that your lips can seal around your hand, and then it creates a vacuum.
I just wanted to see the artwork and how it's made.
Oh, I got you.
Yeah, that's what I wanted to see. How it looks. It's beautiful.
But it's
smooth, isn't it?
Huh?
It's smooth, isn't it?
So I don't know if you can see it, but the maker put his initials.
I see it.
God, my wife just came.
Yeah, beautiful. Wow.
The dog's happy.
Yeah, my
So I'm
wife
guessing
gave up, my dog's all
this
over
is
it.
real Italian clay, or did it
Yeah,
come
this
from
is real
India?
Italian clay. That
Yeah,
we
okay,
did an
thought so.
episode a while ago, and somebody who actually knew a little bit more about Chillum
Yeah,
and maker.
Jonas Chillum, right?
Yeah, I think so. He
Good
recognized that
episode.
signature and was like, "That's a rare piece," and it like made this even more valuable to me than it was, just because of
that's awesome.
the artist either passed away or doesn't make Chillums anymore. So yeah, ever since that episode, actually, I haven't busted this thing out because I'm too afraid to break it. But there's always a time, right?
Yeah, I didn't ask Brian when he came and smoked his chillum with me, and he did the whole salute like you did and everything. And I never asked him where he got his chillum because we were so focused on the quality of the hash.
There's like an Indian way to like start the chillum. I'm not Indian, and I have not been like I'm not experienced that culture. So I took from that, and I was raised Catholic, and I do the sign of the cross before I partake. So that's kind of my adaptation to that. Is I'll start with the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit, and then I'll rip my pipe. Not every time.
Yeah, so one of the bummers is like videos that are now lost are like I have video from the middle of nowhere in Mendocino smoking a chillum with Frenchie, Baron, and Swami just hanging out outside like with the massive trees all around you and
yeah, no, it's the chillum in itself is a unique experience. The chillum with other people who understand it makes it even more unique. And then when you're in an area that just embodies that kind of feeling, it's so weird how just like a single pipe, like simple, like we see all this fancy glass work, and the most simple design seems to be like the right one. And this was the first design. Like this was people were smoking out of like chutes with holes down in the middle. It wasn't like this fancy, so there's something to that too, I think. And it speaks a lot about like where we're
at. It's beautiful. It's culture. Like a piece of art / like professional tool.
Exactly. With purpose.
Yep.
Nothing over the top. Yeah. I think that's where we need to get back with this, like in the cannabis world. Like I feel like we've labbed everything, science like broke everything down to a point where we've forgot how simple it really can be to just grow and consume cannabis. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
Yes. Now that's why I also love people getting back to like dry sifting and like kind of all the more traditional technique, like hand rubbing, right? Like you didn't hand rub before, and now you're like, let me check this out.
Exactly.
Let me see what this is all about.
So listen, man, that I guess I could talk about it tonight. Well, I'll talk about that tonight, man. I'll save that story for tonight. Copa's here.
Yep. It's funny you're talking about hand rubbing charas. The same exact motion is how I get my seeds out of my buds. I buck it all, put it over a fucking one of those fucking those black trays, and I just rub them. I rub the buds, and I do it with a pair of gloves on. And fuck, man, by the time I'm done, hour, 2 hour session, I got a good 1/8 of an inch, 3/16 of an inch caked, fucking resin on the gloves. It's crazy. Well, there's a lot of leaf material, green mixed in, but
That's all
It's
right.
not.
There's different grades of Charis, man.
Yep.
I'm in
Yep.
talking to those dudes from India, and there's different grades. That's Charis.
Oh
man.
yeah. Yep. Just like fucking booze, whiskey, first cut, second cut.
Weren't we gonna have that guy come back on and do like the Charis collection tutorial?
We are, but he's in like 50 feet of snow right now.
Yeah. What time of year does he normally like? What's Charis? What's hand rubbing
The end of
season?
October. The end of October, beginning of November.
So we'll have to remember in October to get him ready to do like the like imagine if he was kind of like full screen like that.
Yeah. For sure. Did you see that fucking Charis that Eloise held up that he had hand rubbed himself? It was shiny and glistening and like satiny. Oh my God, it looks beautiful. And let me tell you, those plants, they are not easy to rub. That's not an easy job. I did it. It's fucking hard. I got my ass kicked by those plants, bro.
Yeah. It's a workout for sure. So, how many of you guys have actually gorilla grown?
Oh, not really.
I did
successful.
My first grow was in the woods behind our house in Massachusetts.
What
it was all these
town?
Between Dover and Sherburne.
Dover, Mass. I'm thinking Dover, New Hampshire. Okay, so that's what.
So there were like bridle, west of Boston. There were all these bridle paths, and then there was like a state. I don't know if it was a state park.
Those are the best ones.
But the horse trails. So we had a 3-wheeler, an ATC.
Yeah.
And my brother and I would ride all through the woods back there for like hours. It was awesome. But I got seeds from the DARE program. Like the cop came into our school to show us like the evils of drugs, and he had his like thing. He basically had all these drugs to show us. He's like, this is cocaine, and he's like, these are marijuana seeds. And then he's talking to some kids, and his back's turned to his stuff. So I took the seeds, brought them home. And that summer, my brother and I grew in the woods like 2 miles behind our house. So
you're a fucking gangster, bro. You straight stole the seeds from the cop for your first cannabis grow. High five, bro.
Yeah.
Awesome,
that's why like when my daughter gets in trouble at school, and then the thing she gets in trouble for, I'm like, I gotta outwardly be upset with you, but like and if we can channel this like into common sense. But yeah.
My first metal halide I borrowed from the ball field down the street when I was like 14. I climbed the telephone pole with those little things you put on the inside of your ankle. The electricians have. It was my girlfriend at the time. Her father was in Nam, and he was an electrician over there. So I borrowed those, climbed up the pole, and hoisted that light down. And it was like a 700 watt metal halide. I didn't know what I was getting into though. I almost blew myself up with the ballast. Yeah, that was my first.
My first cannabis plant. We were smoking some Mexi brickweed at a park. It was like 1982 in Vegas, and the park was right next to the police substation, and we got seeds in the Mexi brickweed. So on the way by the substation, I threw the seeds in the bushes, and a week or so later we walked by, and there was a damn plant growing right there in the bushes of the substation. That's my first plant I ever planted.
That's funny.
We gathered it up, put it in a big gulp cup, and took it home, put it on the roof to hide it from Mom while the sun killed it the next day.
Yeah.
Vegas.
Oh, funny.
Good times.
Well, why don't we pick up round 2 later?
Yeah.
That was a lot of like having to like do that data entry. I was like, this is
it's fucking
way
painful.
too much focus. More focus than I want to do right now, like for that sustained period of time.
But let me tell you
right.
something, man. Copa, you're really cool to have on here, man. You
Peter,
remind me a lot
why
of
don't-
Boston Bob.
So
Peter, why don't you just get an email from Copa with his breakdown on all that stuff?
Yeah.
And then enter that data. Yeah. Trying to do that on a podcast is a pain.
Oh, he's back.
back. Listen,
He's
I went
back.
to pick up the phone so I could talk. I got an idea that I think will be pretty cool. This season coming up after when the spring comes, I don't know how many people you guys are watching this shit, but I have no problem taking a camera out and putting in a fucking tree in the swamp and watching me build a home for a plant so that some of the people out there can see how it's fucking done.
That would be awesome.
Yeah, I mean, it would be
We
pretty
should
fucking
definitely
cool.
do that.
Yeah,
Yep.
that's a
We
lot.
usually get about 500 to 1,000 views,
Okay,
sometimes many more.
that's a lot. Yeah, that's a lot. That's pretty cool. And I got my couple of my kids are good with drones and shit like that, so I could probably work
That
on
would
some
be cool.
some decent content for you guys. Oh yeah,
This is
I mean,
this is what the cops are seeing
Yep.
from up top.
exactly. Well, I always used to do that. I mean, I'll tell you right now, I still old habits die hard. I shit you fucking not. Every time a helicopter goes over, 2 fucking middle fingers. Always. Doesn't
Yeah.
matter where I am, city, anywhere.
I love it.
It's a fucking habit.
I got that same habit when I see those RoboCops. Now here in Vegas, I don't know if you guys have them out where you're at, but they have RoboCops.
Not yet.
First
No.
rendition. It's like a box with a tower and some lights and cameras all over it. Fucking
Yep.
listening to audio, listening devices and warnings.
Yeah, you know what you got to do?
On
Get
wheels.
Get a huge fucking rare earth magnet, throw a fucking hoodie on, and run up to it and slap that fucker right on its head. I didn't say that.
That's funny.
Shit.
Oh shit! Exactly. Make sure you
All
get
right.
shoes.
So we'll wait, what were you just talking about? You were talking
Me?
about for everybody watching,
Mhm.
and then I
Yeah,
blanked
he
on
was
what you
gonna
were
he
saying.
was gonna build out like
Oh, right.
Yeah.
Okay.
yeah.
Yep.
That's right. Okay. Yeah,
Yeah,
we
so-
should definitely do that. And I'll get back in touch with you. I appreciate it.
Okay.
It made it more enjoyable. I got through half the lineup,
So
or
are
at
you
least the basics.
stocked up on these, Peter?
Yeah.
Yeah, I
Everything
said, yeah,
on
everything we
this
talked about.
list
Oh, we're
and more.
Okay. That's what I
Shit.
thought, but I wasn't.
And listen,
You weren't
if you
playing,
guys,
bro.
I don't want any of you guys that are actual breeders or in this industry. I don't mind giving you guys shit. I don't want any money from anybody that does this shit, like I do. I'm not looking for that. Any veterans, I'll give them seeds. Old ladies, I don't give a fuck. Like I'm not in this for the money. I have money, so it's more about doing the right thing,
Respect.
That's awesome.
So
Respect.
All right. We'll be back, and then Green Man will be live. It's 3:37 now, 4:05 at 6 o'clock. So in like 2.5 hours ballpark. And I'll set that up right
meeting
now.
you, bro.
yeah, I'm not gonna be able to get back on tonight. I got like so.
No. Don't worry.
I got to go shovel and snow blow and fuck, man. Listen, I got 2 acres here, right local, and I got to
Beautiful.
clear the snow. And we already had 3 foot on the ground. We got another probably close to a foot now. So yeah, it's not
Already
gonna
got
be fun.
cannabis
Bonkers.
plants growing outside.
Well, my shoulder's fucked up is the worst part. So shoveling ain't fun, So anyway, I appreciate you guys having me on, and
I appreciate you.
And like I
Thanks for
said,
hanging.
you guys, I busted my cherry with you with this shit because I've never done anything like this. So I'll get more comfortable with it. Just give me a
We'll
couple.
get you back on
You're a
again.
cool
It
kid.
won't take
You're
long.
already fairly comfortable.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I mean, I know what I know. When I talk about what I know, I know. You can't make shit up.
That's right.
Yeah.
You either fucking know
All
it or
right,
you don't.
peace, y'all. See y'all tonight.
All right.
Hey,
See
have a good
y'all
night,
in
brother.
chat.
Take care.
Later.
Peter,
Later,
thank
y'all.
you.
Thank you.
All right. Take care.